This cleaner gently stops the boss, her voice shaking with emotion as she says, "Boss, thank you so much. My husband is almost better now, and I truly want to return the money you gave me." But the boss gives a smile and says, "Don't worry about it. You don't have to return anything." Still, the girl takes a small step forward, holding the money tightly in her hands. "Boss, I really appreciate your kindness, but I have to give this back to you. It means a lot to me to do the right thing." This surprises the boss. "Are you sure it was only $500? The girl nods gently and replies, "Yes, boss." You see, a few days ago, the boss had called the manager into his office and said in a serious tone, "I believe you already know about our cleaner's husband and his medical condition, so please give her $5,000 and make sure she uses it for her husband's treatment." The manager quickly responds with a confident nod and says, "Don't worry, boss, I'll personally make sure she gets the money." But instead, the manager walks over to an employee who was just sitting around doing nothing, and she casually throws $1,000 at him, saying, "Make sure this money reaches the cleaner. It's from the boss." The employee immediately starts thinking to himself, then looks up and says, "Don't worry, I'll take care of it." So he goes to the cleaner and hands her only $500, speaking in a calm voice as he says, "This is from the boss, so please use it for your husband's treatment." The girl smiles with relief and thanks him, not realizing that most of the money had already been taken from her. Now the boss tells the girl, "Once you're done sweeping, please come to my office." Then he calls the manager in and asks in a firm voice, "How much money did I tell you to give the cleaner?" The manager, trying to stay calm, lies and says, "Boss, 5,000, right?" The boss looks straight at her and asks, "Did you give it to her?" The manager quickly answers, "Oh, boss, I asked the senior employee to hand it to her." So the boss calls the employee into his office and asks him the same question. The man, now clearly nervous, stutters and says, "Boss, the manager told me to give the cleaner $1,000. Now angry, the boss turns to the manager and says, "So you kept $4,000 for yourself, is that right?" The manager stays completely silent, unable to say a single word. Just then, the girl walks into the office, and the boss immediately turns to her and asks, "Tell me, how much did he give you?" The girl softly replies, "500, boss." But the employee quickly interrupts and says, "Boss, this cleaner is lying. I didn't take a single penny." So the boss calmly looks at the girl and asks, "Do you remember where he gave you the money?" The girl nods and says, "Yes, boss, it was right downstairs." The boss then turns to the man and says in a cold, warning tone, "There are security cameras everywhere, and if I find out the truth, you will face serious consequences." The man begins to panic and quickly says, "Boss, I only took 500, but the manager took 4,000. Shouldn't she be punished too?" Now completely furious, the boss looks at both of them and says, "That money was meant to save her husband, and the two of you stole almost all of it, so I'm officially informing you both right now, you are fired. Pack your things and leave immediately." The manager, desperate and upset, says, "Boss, we have worked for you for so many years. We gave our time and effort, and now you're firing us over a cleaner?" But the boss looks at them and says, "Didn't I just fire you? So why are you still standing in my office?" So friends, did the boss do the right thing?